We're talking Canes. Miami Hurricanes are rolling on the recruiting trail. Miami added a commitment on Sunday. James Dunnigan Jr., top 200 prospect at the safety position. And Steve, there's more to come. There's more to come because I know because you've put in predictions. So tell us about these latest predictions for Miami to land recruits.
Well, James Dunnigan put Miami in the top 10 of the Rivals recruiting rankings, number 13 safety, number 140 prospect overall. He's a Kansas State legacy recruit at one point, committed to Kansas, Josh, 6'3", 200 pounds, three-sport athlete, plays basketball, excels in track and field where he's a sub-11 guy in the 100-meter dash. He has scored a touchdown in all three facets, offense, defense, and special teams this year. He's got all the intangibles, but he's a long, rangy tone setter on the back end. Safety, a position of need for Miami this cycle as they want to add difference makers to this position room that boasts one of the best true freshmen in the country, Bryce Fitzgerald. Some other guys that I like Miami for, how about former Clemson commit, four-star Blake Stewart out of Woodward Academy in the Peach State. Now Vanderbilt trying to be a thorn in Miami's side there, but I think Miami ultimately adds Stewart to Dunnigan in the fold there. They are trending heavily for a few defensive linemen. Edge rusher DeAnthony Lafayette could be next in the fold. Just decommitted from LSU, trending heavy for Miami. Florida State tried to be a wrinkle in that one, but still love Miami there. Colleague Chad Simmons, Adam Gorney, some of the others that like where Miami stands. Two true defensive linemen, Isaac Chikura, committed to Penn State. Logan Nagel, committed to Pitt. Both visited Miami this weekend. I've talked to both of them a couple different times about their trip. Miami's setting the pace for both despite their commitments elsewhere, trending heavy to the Hurricanes. Gavin Mueller, Rivals number 7 ranked tight end in the country. He's going to be back at Miami this weekend after visiting last month. Greg Smith with the report that he's going to visit Miami this weekend. He's committed to Colorado, great relationships with that Buffalo staff. That's the area where Miami is looking to continue to build upon, as they certainly have the offense, the stage, the style of play that's conducive to him and his skill set. Miami's rising in this recruitment. They look forward to getting them back around Coach Cristobal and the staff, back around the players on the team, maybe some commits to make him feel more comfortable with the people at Miami, loving the program, him coming back. Miami is obviously becoming a major riser for one of the most productive players in the country. He is having as dominant a senior season as anybody in America right now, and he is rising up boards. Miami working hard to flip him. They got some other big names out there, Josh. Those are the names that I think could very well end up in Miami's class, and then we'll see when it comes to big game, big fish hunting. They're trying to flip Jalen Lott from Oregon. That's going to be a tough flip. Texas trying to flip Jalen Lott from Oregon. Jalen Lott's trending to be a 5-star. He's in our top 32 in the Rivals 300. If you finish in the top 32, you're going to finish as a 5-star. Derek Cooper there's always going to be Derek Cooper discussion. Amari Latimer committed to Wisconsin. I don't even know who Miami gets to because pretty soon it's portal season. Where are you going to put your funds? But these are guys that I think they're in on. We talked about it on Recruit Reaction. I don't think they're pushing right now for Syracuse commit Calvin Benjamin. These are the names Calvin Russell. Calvin Russell. I don't think they're pushing for Calvin Russell right now, but everything can change. Everything's fluid. But those names that we mentioned at the top, Blake Stewart, Gavin Mueller, the 2 defensive linemen, Isaac Chikura and Logan Nagel, and of course, DeAnthony Lafayette, all have spots in the Miami class if they want them. And I could see them landing all of those guys when all said and done.
All right. I want to ask you about 2 more names. They're not flip targets, one in 26, one in 27. First, Drake Quinn. He narrowed his list down. Miami makes the cut here. I kind of feel like they're on the outside looking in of Texas and Ohio State. What's your feel on Drake Quinn?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned him because he is a target for Miami. They brought him down. They'd love to land him. Everyone loves Drake Quinn because as good as he is as a prospect, he's got elite intangibles, just makes your locker room better. People love him, love his family. They're swinging. My predictions on Texas, as Chad Simmons reported today, he's got that Ohio State UCLA visit this weekend. We talked about that visit a bunch. It's been in the works. Hayes Fawcett was first to report that one. Buckeyes have been rising in that one. You know where my prediction's at. It's on Texas.
Yep.
Going to be back in Texas next weekend for an unofficial. Tennessee is really pushing there. Tennessee's also pushing for Jaden Carter, former Texas A&M commit. That they're battling Georgia Tech for. Carter Gooden's another Tennessee target out there at the position. So Drake Quinn, Miami's in those sweepstakes, and we'll see how that continues to play out.
All right, let's end it with this. The number one running back in America, Kamon Spell, made his first visit to Miami over the weekend. Steve, you've been talking to his camp, his father, some people over there. What are you hearing coming out of this trip to Miami?
Well, they had a fabulous time. Loved the environment, the atmosphere around the program, Miami's style of play. And his dad told me that he expects Miami to be in his top 4 as his recruitment continues. So I would imagine he'll get back to South Florida, Coral Gables, and spend more time around Miami. But Miami is a player in that recruitment. I think Notre Dame's setting the pace with what they offer on and off the field, relationship with Coach Sider, Jeremiah Love, and his play. You see after his touchdowns, his long runs, he's doing that. Jeremiah Love signed the touchdown celebration. But we've said Miami just needs to be in the race. And when they're in the race, we see them, as much as any program, go from 4th to 1st, 3rd to 1st, 2nd to 1st. And they're in this battle right now for Kamon Spell following a terrific visit, which included Miami's win over Syracuse. However, a couple guys that Miami hosted this weekend. Another guy, prize defensive lineman Jackson Vaughn from Virginia, who Miami's in a good spot for. They didn't make the game, but the trip was still worth it with the time they got to spend with Coach Cristobal and staff afterwards into Sunday. Because of all the travel struggles.
All right. Well, Miami's in good position. We know one thing. You can question Mario Cristobal on a few things, but one thing you can't is his ability to close. So Miami fans, talk to us. Who's your favorite flip target heading down the stretch? There's going to be a couple. Let us know. Comment section below.